My skin is really going through it. I swear to God, I went to Las Vegas last year and my skin has just like not been the same since. So I blame Las Vegas. I blame Palm Springs. I blame all of the planes I've been in, which is like not that many. So it's close to the end of the year. We all know that. We know the end of the year, blah, blah, blah. I still have so much stuff in my testing drawer that I don't really have an opinion on. Some of it's certainly going to carry on into the new year. There's new stuff that's still coming from PR and other such things. So we're going to obviously start with our eyes today since we're letting my under eyes plump in underneath these beautiful promote homosexuality little eye little eye masks. These promote homosexuality eye masks. These are from Dieux. I've never tried anything else from them. I only bought these because they said promote homosexuality, but I'm intrigued by the brand. Today, we're gonna start with this. This is the bellabeautebar Realm of Fairies palette, which is a collaboration with Sassyfairie, who I don't know. No shade to them. Oh, I sent it. I need to go follow them. Let's do that right now because I will forget. Hold on. Let me get my phone. Okay, I'm already following them. Call me Shaz. Okay, Shaz. Let's get into this. So, there's a very clear vision in this. Well, first of all, the holographic packaging is really doing it for me. And the butterfly is really cute. And I like that the holographic is on the outer packaging and on the inner packaging. Come on, bellabeautebar. I don't know whose artwork that is, but that's really cool. And we have a big mirror. And we got a lot of blue silver to get into. Let's zoom you in. I wasn't sure if I was going to get this palette, because sometimes whenever it's a collab, only the people that the person who's collabing with the brand gets to pick who gets that stuff. So for example, like when Andromeda did their collection with Ritual Defeat, like I was like on a short list. I don't know that every brand does that, but that's kind of feeling like the experience, like that seems like what it was like when Khaki did her collection, like I was on the list for that. I got fighting for an NPR like one time after that, but not since. And that's okay. Brands are always allowed to stop sending PR whenever they decide to stop sending PR. Gorgeous. It's really going to clash with the under eye situation here. I'll throw in some swatches of this for you. I keep saying I'm going to zoom you in. I'm doing it. Here we are. I'm going to prime my eyes like I usually do. NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. Blah, 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 blah. You know the tea. I think I finally figured out how to color correct my videos. I've tried to do it a couple of times. I needed to be shown a way to do it in 2 clicks. People who are really good at color correcting have to have an eye for it. And not that I don't have an eye for color, I think I do. But what I don't have an eye for is patience. And I don't have the patience to sit there and color correct my videos. And some people do it real quick. And then I learned, I think, how to do it. I think everyone's cheating. It's called white balance. And I think I finally learned what it was. I'm a video editor in the way that Victoria Beckham is an actress. You know what I mean? Like, we're not. I'm not I am, but I'm not. And Victoria Beckham has been in movies. I don't know what I'm doing. Those are separate things. Do I have a clean brush to put on this eyeshadow? Look at that pan. Gorgeous pan. What if someone named their child Pan? Someone's probably named Pan. I'm now upset that someone's probably named Pan. But my thought was like, instead of Pam, Panela. Pan. Hey, Pan. I'm sad for Pan. I think we're ready to get into this palette. So, first of all, I think this palette's really pretty. Is this a color story that I think that I would have picked out? No. But it's also not my collab. But I also think we might surprise ourselves here, meaning I might surprise myself. Because I'm so talented and I can do anything that I want. And I prove that time and time again on this channel. I'm very talented and skilled and I could do anything I set my mind to. I'm gonna be, well, I don't want to be Jeff Bezos. I don't want to be Elon Musk. I'm gonna be the next Victoria Beckham. There's so many things we aren't. One thing that me and Victoria Beckham both is Victoria Beckham. What am I talking about? So this shade right here, really, I haven't swatched all the shades. I swatched a couple of the shades. Wow, it's a blue duochrome. Do you see that? And it's like shifts from, hold on. It's looking so bright in there. Let's do one of the, can I do it? Do you think one day I'll learn, right? But you see how it's like blue purple? It's looking like a teal on camera. Is that the one I want? Yeah, okay. Well, that one's purple in real life. That's more blue on camera. Girl, so confusing. Start with this, is it Crick? Wait, where's Shaz from? Yinzers call creeks Crick. Are you a fellow Yinzer? Or, well, I mean, I think it's not really, it's like an Appalachian thing. As I think I've mentioned on my channel before, Pittsburgh is some weird amalgamation of like Midwest, Appalachian, and East Coast. Like, we're none of them, but we're all of them. We have a little bit of like Baltimore in us too, and I don't know what that is. Let me show you what Crickstone is. But yeah, My mom has a pretty thick Yinzer accent. She like grew up in the city, and my dad did too, but maybe just because my dad speaks less than my mom, I like associate like crick with my mother. It's a Yinzer thing to call creeks crick. I haven't encountered a crick in a long time. Not like an actual crick. I'm not outside. Oh, I love this color. In case you didn't know this, I'm starting to do an in-depth review of Mob Beauty, and I decided to do my first impressions for patrons and channel members. I'm going to tell you why. The reason I decided to keep it to them is a lot of time whenever I post first impressions content, people run away with it as if it's my review of it, and I don't like that. I just assume everyone who joins my Patreon and channel members are smart. Not because they're paying me, like, sort of, but also because, like, they bought in enough to know what I'm about. Where there are probably casual viewers who watch some of my videos, but not all of my videos, that would watch a first impressions video and be like, Tom says this is great, I trust Tom's reviews, but, like, they don't watch the rest of my content. That's why I put it there. It's not to, like, withhold it from you. When I post my final Mob review, if you want to be patient, in a couple of months, whenever I like come at you with the final review, that'll be free. That'll be here on my channel. I just want to make my channel members and patrons feel special and have some content just for them, and they do get special content just for them, but normally it's not makeup content, it's me like farting around in real life. So that's why I did that. There's a shade, I don't know what shade number it is, but I call it mushroom because on the website it's described as a mushroom. This is like the gray version of mushroom. I love it. I love it. I've decided that the shade descriptions on Mob's website is the shade name. So the one shade I call mushroom was described as a mushroom. I'm like, well, that's just what the name of the shade is called. In true bellabeautebar fashion, just pigmented enough. I see a little bit of gray. Oh, wow. I love gray. This is cool tone. You know what, Shaz? I see what you're doing here. I love what you're doing here. I love that this is cool tone. It's more blue than my liking, but Shaz, what you've done here is created a cool tone color story. I feel like I've been betrayed by so many releases this holiday season because it does seem as though cool tones are trending, but I don't agree. The cool tones that are trending, they all have, the palettes that have cool tones in them are like being sold as cool toned palettes. They all have warm tones in them. This is cool tone. This is not. You know, whenever I think of cool tones, I always think of my friend Ananda, who's medium olive on Instagram. She has a olive undertone and she's like a warm olive undertone. And so when we talk about cool tones, she's like, I can't do it, Tom. That's not for me. Like she posts on her story, she's like, well, Tom can wear this, but I can't. So this is not a palette for Ananda. Sorry, Ananda. I love it. I love looking at it. Oh, I love these mattes. Oh, these mattes are so great. And someone commented, and I don't think I replied to it. I have to be honest. Let's have a moment of honesty. I think, at least at this holiday season, maybe it'll change whenever like views cool down in Jejember. I was about to say Jejember. January, you know, the first month of the year, Jejember. Maybe in January things will slow down. I do think comments are outpacing my ability to answer them in the amount of time that I allot myself to respond to comments. I'm just saying that because it's like, if you see me slowing down in responses or like hearting things, it's probably just because I've run out of time. Because I can't just spend my whole night responding to comments. So that's just like kind of a thing that's happening right now. I've kind of noticed. I'll open my app and I'll be like, there are way more comments here than there were last time I opened it, and it's... Anyway, so someone commented about Dandelion's co-releasing cool tone blushes that kind of look like the singles in here. And I did see them because someone tagged me in them on Instagram. Now I can't remember who tagged me on Instagram. I want to ultimately end up with this all over my lid. So while I would prefer to go with these gray purples, I'm going to go with the more blue shades. So I'm going to go with this. What's it called? Weeping Willow. I do want to say the holographic in the writing, it's very hard to read the font. I don't care about that, which is why I never comment on it, but people like to know the shade names and I never pay attention to them. So now that I'm sitting here, I thought I would note that, but can we be honest? If you are not making content, do you need to know the name of the shade? Before I made content, I was like, this is the Pat McGrath palette. And then when I got on camera and I started talking about things, people were like, well, what shade was that? And I'm like, well, I've never cared about what the shade name was actually called. It's the one that I'm using. I'm giving a little sassy today. I wasn't sure I was going to be in the mood to film, but I clearly am. I'm sounding maybe a little aggressive, but I'm just talking. Don't police my tone. That's all I'll say. Wow, I don't do blue a lot. We're really challenging me here. Really, really challenging me. This is really pretty, actually. Actually, maybe I like blue. Maybe I actually like blue. Why am I so high in the frame? I was editing my empties video, which is doing okay, but I don't know if that qualifies. I'm just telling you. It's not exceeding expectations. I have to hold you accountable for that. Anyway, There was one segment in that video that I was editing, and I was like so low in the frame. I was like, what happened? Like, why am I, like my mouth was like kind of out of frame. And I was like, what video did I film before that I was like mostly out of frame in? I love this color. There was a time in my life where the color periwinkle was my whole personality, and I think I would describe this color as periwinkle. It's gorgeous. I love it. I love it. It's actually like a lot lighter on my eyes than it is from the pan because it's like, see? But it's great. Having fun. Are you having fun? Maybe the attitude that I'm bringing this attitude in. My IRL full-time job, it's been a little hellish. And if you recall back in the days when I get stressed at work, the chaos that ensues here is tenfold. And nothing like bad is happening at work. It's just, let's have a little rant. If you are someone who works at a place that has PTO and you are lucky enough to have PTO, if you wait till the end of the year because you're like, what would I do in my free time if I wasn't working? I don't like to just sit at home. And you wait till the very end of the year to take all your PTO, and because my PTO doesn't roll over, some people's PTO, mine doesn't. So I have to use all my PTO or I lose that, right? It's not money I get later. It's gone, lost. But what happens is a lot of the people on my team just like don't use their PTO the rest of the year, which like can't relate. If I'm not working, I'm good. I'm good. And it could be, I could just be laying in my bed instead of at that laptop. I don't care. I don't want to work. Sorry, I don't want to work. It's not even that job specifically. I don't want to work. Me, couldn't be me. Working for fools. I don't want to do it. But I will. I have to. And I like my job, by the way. I just want to reiterate, like, Tom likes their job. I don't have any problems with it. But this happens every year, by the way. At the end of the year, all people didn't take their PTO. My management makes them take their PTO. But then what happens, because I have a small team, is that the workloads shift immensely because there's a person off each day, and it's like, who do I even talk to about this thing? Because yesterday I was talking about that, and then they're out this week, and it's just like, and now there's just like so much work to do when it's slow. This is the slow time of the year. But now I'm like, I'm still doing work that I started the week of Thanksgiving because it's just a mess. It's like a mess. It's just a little bit of a mess right now at work. So I forgot. I was just, as I was complaining and getting really like energy sassy just now, it really reminded me of like in the early days of my channel where I would just be like, bah, 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 whenever I was stressed. And, you know, the trend continues. I'm a creature of habit. Honestly, whenever I did that halo eye over the 5 days of no buys, okay, there's another one of those black shades with sparkles in it. I think, can we retire these? Kristen, I don't even mind a sequin shade. And in the Poison Garden palette, I didn't mind them. But, like, the one that's in the Van palette, I don't like. I just don't like that one. And now this one's here. It's blue. Although, the one in Poison Garden is very similar. Is that nearby? This is the one from Poison Garden. And this is the one from what is this called? The Realm of Fairies palette. So the only thing I can really discern from my swatches here is that the Realm of Fairies black is maybe a little more pigmented. And I also think there are more sparkles in it than there are in the one from the Poison Garden palette. The Deadly Nightshade shade and Total Wishes are the two shades I was just comparing. But they're very similar. Now I need to touch off these swatches. I haven't put on face primer, and I already have glitter on my fingers. I'm doing so well. Sing it. I'm doing so well. Wow, sometimes I can get really low with my voice. I don't like it. It's actually quite dysphoric. I don't really care for it. It's really funny because I think most of the time I'm like, no gender, no. And then sometimes when I get too masculine, I go, you're a stupid bitch. Why would you sound like that at all? That's so dumb. You hate that. And I do. I do hate when I do that. But also sometimes it's fun. Oh, I spilled it. Never mind. I came right back to gay. Oh, I spilled. But Southern. Gay but Southern. That's the title of it. What if I just started... I would love to do this. You know how sometimes podcasters will name the episode like something crazy they say in the middle of it? Imagine if I did that. Now, I have to worry about SEO and bullshit like that. Podcasters don't. I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. But, like, I have to talk... Like, if it's a Patrick Ta video, I have to put Patrick Ta, major dimension, blah, 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 blah. Charlotte Tilbury is also good for that. They're all good for that. Anyway, Let me pick a different color. I've been filming for 20 minutes. This is as far as I've gotten. Okay, I'm gonna take, God, what the fuck is this? Winter Woods, this one right here. And I was talking about the halo eye. Man, I really went on a journey there. I'm doing so well. I came back. So I'm gonna put a little of this on the outer corner here. It's a pretty navy. Do I look cold? The mattes are the mattes, okay? The girls are the girls, the dolls are the dolls, the mattes are the mattes. Always impressing, outstanding. There's never been anyone like her. She's the best. Did any of you snag anything during the Black Friday sale from bellabeautebar? I know a couple people bought the Poison Garden palette, but it was actually not on part of the Black Friday sale. There's this YouTuber I watched named Pinely. This one, I'm gonna come back to what the thought I was just having. And he has a second channel. It's called Evil Pinely. And then, like, sometimes I think about starting a channel called like Evil hautemesstom, or not evil, but like that would be the vibe where it's like that version of me talks about sales and stuff. But that seems like a lot of work that I don't want to do. If I was to make a recommendation for Black Friday sales from bellabeautebar, Poison Garden would have been on it, but then it wasn't part of the sale. I would start to close this palette like we were done. I will say this. I'm not sure what's going on here. I don't know if it's like because of the holographic. Nothing is falling apart, but this palette does seem less sturdy than the other palettes. Like, do you hear that like noise? It's like, it is the mirror, but I don't know. Every time, I don't know. Something doesn't feel as sturdy as like this. Like it doesn't, but it has the same construction. I don't know. Maybe there's just like less glue on mine or something. It's just like, it's not, I don't think it's gonna fall apart. It does feel less sturdy, but that could be, it could be my beloved holographic that I like so much that causes like the construction of the cardboard or whatever. But it is weird. So I just want to make a note of that. Oh, I wanted to take the dark shade in the inner corner too, just a little bit. Right here. Can we bring the halo eye back in 2024? Let's all follow in Andromeda's footsteps. It's so embarrassing. I was already following Shaz. I'm sorry, Shaz. Your palette is beautiful. And so far, so great. You're doing great. Nothing against you, Shaz. It's just me being a complete fucking idiot. Okay. So I'm gonna get the NYX glitter primer. Is this the one that's not broken? It is the one that is broken. Why is it still on my vanity? Okay. You know what's not going to be on my tombstone? Well, I'm not going to have a tombstone. Don't want one. Let this be my living will. And when I die, refer back to this video. I don't want to be buried. But if I was buried, which also we have to have a broader discussion about just the word buried. Why is it spelled like that? Because berry is spelled B-E-R-R-Y. Then that's a fruit. Same my first time at the rodeo. Applying the NYX glitter primer. Let me wait till really late in the game to start making a decision on what tool I would like to use to apply this shade with. That's covered in glitter. I'm going into that blue shade. It's called Delphinium, I think. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Ooh. Some of these brands are really swinging at the end of the year, making me remind myself that makeup can look like this. That looks like a liquid shadow. Okay, I don't want it to look like a liquid shadow. I don't want it to have a harsh line, but I'm not on a deadline because we're working with glitter glue. I can blend it out. And I'm gonna. I feel like I always say this whenever I use a bright blue like this. Get ready, everyone say it with me. It reminds me of Emma Bunton's dress, Baby Spice, of the Spice Girls, whenever they performed live in Istanbul. It's like the color of that sequin dress. What a color. That's great. Was there anything else we could have asked of this blue? Like, shut up. Oh, I don't know that Angie makes noises like that, but I'm feeling like Angie. Let me put blue on my eyes. Angie Neefist for those a little bit lost in the sauce right now. If you are new here and you're wondering what's going on and why you've watched my video this far, one, because I'm entertaining. I think you've learned that by now. That's why you're still here. But don't worry. The lap bar is locked. You are buckled in and everything's gonna be fine. So who Spotify Wrapped called them a slur? Because mine sure did. Here's the confusing part. I'm no Lady Gaga stan. I'm no Lady Gaga apologist. I am a Marina stan, and maybe a Marina apologist. We've talked about this. She always ends up in my top 5. The thing is, what's gone on, the problem, it's not even a problem. What's going on is there are like 5 Lady Gaga songs that I like really like and I listen to like so much. I listen to them so I like the way that this eye turned out better. Like, I didn't, like, I feel like this whole eye is overrun by delphinium, and this eye is not. But let's blend. Maybe that will even things out here a little bit more. Yeah, that seems to be helping. Is it helping or is it hurting? My novel will be really... but yeah, Lady Gaga is in the top. Every year I'm surprised, but she's always there every year. So, like... do I have the right to be surprised? Is Taylor Hicks in anyone's top 5, do you think? Do you know who Taylor Hicks is? Taylor Hicks won season 5 of American Idol and he beat Katharine McPhee. He had gray hair and everyone thought he was old as fuck, but he like wasn't that old, but it was just because he had gray hair. And also my little tiny pea brain mind was like, this person's older than my parents. He wasn't. He certainly wasn't. He was on American Idol. And also, just in case you didn't know, American Idol is ageist. You can only try out until you're a certain age, and then once you've aged out, you can't not be America's next best super singer star. Oh, whoa, whoa. My top artist was Charlie. It was Charlie, and we all knew. Well, did you know? I don't know. I feel like I really didn't talk about how much I was listening to Brat on my channel. I just thought we all knew, right? Like, we all knew. Like, Charlie was going to be there. I think 360... ended up in my top songs, which that can't be true. And also, I think that it's so funny. I feel like this is the first year people turned on Spotify rap. They were like, I think you're lying. Let's go in with this shade. This shade right here. It's called Moonstone. I was trying to, what's that one Moon song? The song with Moon in it. It's like an old class, it's an old standard. I'm gonna just, sorry. I'm just gonna focus this on the center of my eyelid. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I think something's happening. Maybe this isn't the best brush to pick this up. We'll keep building. There we go. It's starting to, brighten. I think that the shade that's underneath it that I'm building on is so strong that like this is like barely doing anything. Hold on. Let's go back to this tool. Yeah, I think this shade would actually work better on top of a matte, but you can tell how this one's a little bit brighter than this one. And this was actually, I swatched this shade whenever I opened the palette the first time because I didn't wait for you. Yeah, this was the wrong shade for me to choose to do this with. But here's a swatch of it on the back of my hand. Just so you can see it. I just think that because the base is so blue, it's like, it's not really doing anything. But I think on top of like, if I just had mattes on and I left the halo, the inner part of the halo, I guess I didn't really do a halo eye. Actually, what we've learned is that I didn't do a halo eye at all. I want to put that shade on. I'm going to go in with the shade. Oh, Frigeria. I didn't see that first R. I was like, excuse me? There's something going on there. There's something going on there, and I would like to know more. Let me try putting, let's just keep putting colors on. Okay, yeah, that's something. Something's happening. Yeah. Oh, can you see that? There's so much shiny stuff on my eyes right now. You're probably like, Tom, I haven't been able to see what you've been doing the whole time. You've been out of frame, which is also very possible. If there's one thing I'm not gonna be, it's in frame. That's really pretty. Again, I chose the boldest shade to put down, and I think you can tell that things are slightly happening, but like, the blue said, I'm here. I haven't seen, what's the movie that everyone's talking about yet? That one. What is it called? Wicked. Okay. We're on track. Okay, I'm gonna put reflection on my inner corner. That's the center shade. That's the center shade. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. It's already not working. Oh, how pretty. That's really pretty. Actually, slay. That really let the slay slow sloon. Do you know what I mean? I'm not even done with my eye look and my camera's starting to overheat. Oh. Ooh, ah. Do I need to see Wicked? I know, I want to see Wicked. I know the songs, you know? I know the one song. I'm not a theater person. I think the amount I sing show tunes really confuses people and they're like, well, Tom has to be a theater gay. But what if I told you I wasn't gay at all? We're really belaboring the eye. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you out. I'm gonna zoom you out and we will start talking about another thing. Do you guys like cringe content? Like, I don't have any intentions of making it. Well, one could argue that I already make cringe content just simply by existing. I'm gonna just like press in the remainder of the under eye gel. Look at my eyes, I look fierce. I used to think I was fierce because I was in all the houses. I won trophies. I used to muntrate for $1 but I'm fierce now because I got a job and I got an education and I got somebody waiting at home for me. God damn it. Do I have a primer? Oh yeah, let's use, yeah, we'll use that one. Gotta use this primer, the Tula Tula filter primer. Tula, get your pump situation together. I'm using your face wash right now and the pump is crap. And then I just tried to pump this out and it was also crap. So if we could get that under control, I would really appreciate it, actually. Oh, something I haven't regretted buying, the Victoria Beckham primer again. That's my girl. That's me. I'm Victoria. I forgot. It's how quickly I forgot. I'm a lucky girl. Only lucky things happen to me. I'm Victoria Beckham. Can someone get me in the room with Victoria Beckham? That's probably like a no-go. No. Don't. Not them. And Peloton, what are you notifying me about? I think I've got like a little blue fall out there, but that's okay. It's okay. We're all okay. Everyone's fine. And then I'll use the Sisley Blur Expert on my nose. Someone used my Sisley link. Did you buy this? Did one of you use my affiliate link to buy this? You're crazy for that. I mean, if it's something that you can afford, sure. But I was shook. I like opened up my affiliate platform and it was like, Sisley, you're getting money from Sisley. And I was like, I'm getting money from Sisley? If it was you, let me know in the comments down below. I'm covered in glitter, but what is new? Is my whole face blue? I'm blue. Okay, I haven't even told you about the 3 foundations we could choose from. And I would do a live vote, except if this isn't live. So, we can revisit this, which I'm like not that interested in doing. That was the Huda Easy Blur foundation. I don't really care about that. Okay, my friend Danny, I met Danny in Palm Springs. Danny is a fervent supporter of many of the people in the beauty community on the Instagram space and in the YouTube space. She's just fabulous. And so whenever I was in Palm Springs, she also happened to be in Palm Springs and we got coffee together. It was very nice. We didn't take a picture. Of course we didn't. Her handle is Hello Nurse on Instagram. And sometimes you can find her in the comments here. We text now because we're friends. And she texted me a photo of this. It said, do you want this? It must not have worked out for her. So I'm not really sure why. This is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Soft Radiance Foundation in SPF 50. This is the shade 0.0 Pearl. I gotta tell you, I don't have a lot of things with a magnetic closure, especially foundations, but this does have one and it's incredibly satisfying. And it's actually a piece of Tom Ford makeup that has incredibly satisfying packaging overall. It's glass, it's heavy, it's weighted, the magnetic top. It's like actually very satisfying. There's a lot of Tom Ford packaging that is like so not luxurious. And I might be speaking out of my butt when I talk about this next thing, but this is from Giorgio Armani. It's the Lasting Silk UV Foundation, and this is in the shade 2. Now, it's a little yellow, so it might, I don't know how well it will match, because there's an SPF on this. It has an expiration date on it. Danny! But that's okay. I use things much past their expiration date, and I'm not gonna say how long ago this expired, but let's see. This one should have one too because it has SPF in it. If you were here whenever I tried the Narimi palette, Danny was the one who sent me the Narimi palette. And do you remember how I was like, I don't know how she did it. Don't ask me. So anyway, let's go. I'm gonna go with the, well, I want to try the Tom Ford one. Let's try the Tom Ford one. Maybe they don't make this one anymore. Maybe Armani doesn't make that one anymore. So the consistency of this is quite liquidy. I did a swatch. This one would definitely match me better, but you can see how quickly it is moving down my hand. So it is quite liquidy, although I didn't shake it. It doesn't say shake well on the packaging. This is so embarrassing. Shaking packaging is so embarrassing. Like, we made fun of all those people with shake weights, and yet here we are in our makeup rooms. Let's see if it's less runny. Okay, it's quite a bit less runny. It still smells like SPF. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of mix the stuff, I'm gonna mix it all together on the back of my hand. The stuff that I shook and the stuff that I didn't shake. Let's see. Actually, it just smells like fragrance. Tom Ford makeup is so interesting in the way that it's just a different experience with each one of his items. Him, I don't think is he in charge of his makeup line? He might be in charge of like being like, I like that color. Who's in charge of Tom Ford makeup? I feel like there was a time where Pat McGrath was in charge of the makeup line at Tom Ford, like back in the day. Maybe a hair light for me. I know that the redness on my face often makes me feel like whenever I put these like really white alabaster shades on my face that it looks wrong, but I promise you that they can work. I definitely need to like put bronzer and stuff on, like, so maybe a hair too light. But like if you look at my hand, it's not too far from that. It's all about what you're trying to match. Like I always, actually it matches my neck pretty well. Remember, this is how you check your foundation match to your neck. Although, if you don't have facial hair, it's probably easier for you to see. It's not looking great. It's looking quite dry and powdery. It's like, I was wondering if it was maybe the primer, but the back of my hand is also kind of taking on the dry powdery look. You know what I'm talking about? It's like getting stuck in my pores, and I'd use a pore filling primer. I'm not very impressed with that, actually. We'll try, I mean, I still have to try it with other things, right, to really give you more thoughts on it, but honestly not that impressed. If I had to guess, this foundation is probably like what is or was $100 MSRP. Because I feel like I remember seeing this one on sale quite a bit. I'm gonna use a different brush. Did you guys see that Wayne Gosh did like a brush set with someone? Like was a brand collab. And in the marketing for the brushes, it says that it could help the brushes can help your pores look smaller. I don't know what he means by that. What does my brush have to do with the size of my pores? It's normally like the product. The application on this side is a lot better. It must be something about pushing it into the skin. I'll zoom you in and I'll have you take a closer look. But maybe Wayne Goss was right. Maybe I just proved him right that we can blur. Like, look at this side. It's like luminous. Well, this side also contains product that was not shaken. I don't know, maybe my bad. It's like actually, I mean, I still don't think it's like a foundation I really quite love the look of. If the date on this is close to the date on this, I have to imagine that the SPF's expired in this, which could also be, maybe it's a mineral foundation. And so perhaps that's why it's looking very ghostly as well. So look at this side of my face. We're up close and personal. It looks like much better than like, it's like dry and crusty and cracked over here. So I'm going to go with that it was because it hadn't been shaken up. This side just looks bad. And I did run the brush over it. It is still kind of actually not set, which is surprising because it looks like it's dried. You know what I might do? I know that like this doesn't really work, but let's try it. I'm going to take, this has a little bit of powder on it, but it's fine. Sponge with some Fix Plus. And I'm going to see if I can like make this look a little bit better. So like Fix Plus can like lift your makeup, which I think is maybe what I want to do a little bit here. That's like significantly better. Okay, well, that happened. I don't really like my under eye concealer options, but I'll use the Fara Homidi one in the shade Sylvette. I'm sad I never made the concealer video, but I'm now at the point where I'm not gonna make the concealer video, but you will hear all of my thoughts because this video is like the precursor to my final reckoning of the year. And if you are new here, my reckoning is where I go through my stuff that I've been testing, my testing drawer. I go through and decide whether or not I want to keep things. And I do try to be very reasonable about keeping things. There is one set of product I'm not really sure how reasonable I'm going to be, but I do try to be fairly ruthless in that. So that's what we're prepping for. This palette is my first time using this palette. I can't make a decision on it, so this will roll over into the next year of me like testing it out. Try to decide on stuff that I have sitting around that I've like had for a while. Anyway, I guess for bronzer, I'll use the Auric palette. This is the Mirage Shift palette. I'm gonna use the bronzer. This is the bronzer in Cactus Wood. This is the lightest version of the Mirage Shift palettes. Every time I put this bronzer on camera, people are like, you're not applying enough. Am I not allowed to put as much bronzer on as I want? Do I have to please you every time I put bronzer on? You can tell. Look, there's shading. a different color here that is not on this side. I get also because this foundation is actually like kind of stark white. You can really tell. It's a natural bronzer. Someone was like, I think you would have been better off with the medium one. The medium one is so much warmer than this. I would never wear that. Barely wearing this one. I feel like some people aren't trusting my judgment in the colors that I'm picking. I need you to stop that. I will tell you if I feel like a color doesn't work for me or if it doesn't show up at all. I like a natural bronze sometimes. That is very natural. You can see it. It's very one with the skin. Mini update on this. It has not made me want to use face palettes more. I think it's the blush and the highlighter are really hindering it in that aspect, but I really like the bronzer. I have pulled the palette out just to use the bronzer because I like the color of it. Like the color, the tone, it looks like it looks very natural. I don't know. I like the way it looks on my skin. I'm pretty picky with bronzers, like what I think actually works for me and what doesn't. And I think this one does. Sorry, let's go back to this foundation. It's supposed to be a radiant, it says radiance in the title. It says soft radiance. It's matte. Is it supposed to say soft matte? Is that what they meant? Did they say something different than what they meant? That's what it's feeling like to me. Because remember that like brief moment in time thing, people were saying it's soft radiant and it was just soft matte. Why are we lying? One thing about wearing a turtleneck in a video that's very nice is that no one can tell me that something doesn't match my neck. Is anybody gonna match my neck? Okay, will this work? Will this blush work? It won't not work. I have another blush. I haven't used this on camera yet, so let's use it on camera. This is from Lawless. This is the shade Angel. So in Critical Sass, when these were launched, I did a whole spiel. I was like, in the marketing, the colors looked really desaturated and beautiful and gorgeous, and the lightest two shades looked like, you know, ABC gum, like, you know, yuck colors. And I knew because it was from Lawless that they weren't going to be like that. And then I saw people get them, and also the swatches online made me correct. I was correct. And now that I have this in my hands, I can tell you that that is exactly the case. It's a pretty color. And it works. Like, I don't think it's bad. And I think the formula is fine. It's one of those into powder finishes. You know, that's it. Why is it that every time I do a blue look, I saw a thumbnail from mine from last year. It like popped up. I had a red lip on. I had blue eyeshadow on. I had pink cheeks on, which is like, we're really heading there, but the pink that I was wearing was much brighter. I've been using this as a point of reference in videos. This is from Joocyee. Their highlighter stick, it's for the face. And it's in the shade H01. Andromeda recommended this to me after I showed interest in the It's Literally Magic sticks from Dose of Colors. The nerve of Dose of Colors to put those on a pre-order for them not to come out until July of next year. I keep wanting to put this on my eyes, but I keep also having eyeshadows to feature that are like, I think a little, one, more relevant, and two, well, I guess just more relevant. But I wear this quite a bit in my free time. I've never really worn it as a highlighter, so I'm actually kind of nervous too. But let's do it, because why not? It doesn't matter. We're having some makeup playtime. I think that also the glittery highlight will look good. It's lifting my foundation as I expected it to. Okay, I've never worn this on my face, but it's also kind of a slay. It's actually much more subtle as a highlighter than I was expecting. But I have used this as an eyeshadow, and I quite like it as an eyeshadow. And it actually has quite good longevity for whatever reason. I don't know that you're really catching this. It's very similar to the Fenty Diamond Balm in the way it kind of looks on the skin. And it has a bit of a shimmery white base, which I'm now just kind of realizing as I've been putting it on my face. Or that might be foundation that picked up. That's probably what it is. That's like the best swatch of it I got, because when I put it on the foundation definitely picked up and got in there. It's this really beautiful just sparkle. It's so cool. I love putting it on the eyes. I'm now mad that my foundation got on there and it made it hard to swatch again. I'm gonna set this aside. Do you want to put it on my eyes? So maybe I'll do like a simple, like kind of, I don't know. I don't want to steal literally what Hannah Louise Post did, but like a simple holiday glam look. Maybe we'll do something like that. And I think that would really work in it. Anyway, I really like that product. Not really so much as a highlighter, but I wouldn't use it like that, but you could. And unlike other cream things, I feel like I've tried to do tapping it in and it just doesn't seem to transfer from the finger back onto the face. Because I've tried to do that on my eyes. It hasn't really worked for me. Anyway, I've been talking a lot on my channel about trying a sheer black lip product. I bought the one from Mob Beauty. I did try this once On you. I just thought it would look good with this blue eyeshadow situation because of it kind of looks like, well, maybe not cold, but it looks like not right, like the black, sheer black lip balm. But I want to like top it with something, but what? Maybe this. This is from Half Magic. It's something lizard. Just gonna pick some of that up and I'm gonna spray my face with Fix Plus because I don't like how dry my skin's looking. And then I'm gonna put on mascara and I think that's it. And then we'll like kind of quickly run through everything. Is anybody gonna match my freak? Is anybody gonna match my nasty? Is anybody gonna match my freak? I got stamina, they say I'm an athlete. This is the final look. So let's do a quick mini blast of thoughts of how things went today. The bellabeautebar Realm of Fairies palette with Shaz Sassy Fairie is very pretty. The people who know this is for them is going to know it's for them. What I can say is that, you know, it's typical bellabeautebar quality as far as the mattes go, the shimmers. It all performed like I have had experience with the bellabeautebar formula. Really good. I have some concerns about how limited the looks I could do with this might be, because I'm feeling some of these like lighter, paler shades might register very similarly on the eye. I used the most blue shade, and it kind of overpowered everything as we saw, which is my fault as an artist, not its fault. So I'll have to keep playing with it. It is pretty monochrome, which is like not, I do like my palettes to have like a little more diversity in them. But like I said, the people who will be into this, they'll know that they're into it and will be very into it. Not my perfect color story, but it also, again, it's not my collaboration. I only have nice things to say about the palette. Like otherwise, it's just like personally, taste-wise, it's not my color story, but also really pretty. I mean, I clearly had a lot of fun playing with it today, like clearly. So it inspired me a little bit, but I'm excited to play with it again. I want to play with like the mattes with some of the more topper shades. Imagine hautemesstom being like, I didn't utilize the topper shades enough. I'm acting new here. You're acting new here. This primer is good. This was scary. I was scared. If you were scared, raise your hand. I don't know. It was fun to try. I'll try it with my usual primers. I'll try it with my Victoria Beckham. It was scary. It smelled not off, but it had like a strong fragrance to it, but it's like luxury makeup. I hate when luxury makeup brands put it in their foundation though. Also, SPF 50 is really high for a foundation. So I'm wondering, I don't know, I'm wondering if that was the whole thing with about it, but it was like, I don't know, we'll have to try it. But right now it's a chop. I have a lot of feelings about this concealer, and I actually recorded a video where I talked about my feelings about this concealer, and I'm just gonna hold on to them because I have a lot of thoughts about this product. So I'll just withhold information. Sorry. Did I powder? I didn't even powder my face, did I? Because it was looking so rusty, crusty, musty. What? The bronzer in the Auric Mirage Shift, excellent. Overall thoughts on the Auric Mirage Shift? I think it's more a me thing. Like, I'm just not a face palette person, and I continue not to be. Well, we'll see. So, for comparison, I used this and I felt meh about it. And I bought some stuff from Mob and I made myself a little face palette. And I'm much more excited to use that again than I've ever been excited to use this again. So do information what you will. But I do like the packaging. The thing is, if I don't keep this, I might just take the product out and use the magnetic palette because it is gorgeous. Like, it's a gorgeous component. We'll see. We'll see. TBD. Lawless Blush. It's fine. If you like the colors that they sell, I think you'd be okay, but it's like, it's like a fine formula. It's a fine color. It's like just fine. And like, I want blushes to be more nuanced than they are, and blushes just fucking suck. Everyone sucks at making blushes. It's not the formulas. The formulas are normally fine. Make a color. Make it interesting. Make a color that's interesting. And I understand that I wear nude blushes most of the time. One of the 5 Days No Buy video, I swatched 5 blushes that I considered to be pink, and they all were so different, right? They were all so nuanced and so different. This looks a lot like this. There's no nuance to it. You can make a new blush that has a little more blue in it. I'm not asking you to make like a blue blush, but like think about it. Do something that like, I don't know. blush foundations always have the same colors. They're always boring. And you could do so much, I think, with blush and like real, not like, I'm not asking you to make a green blush. I would never wear a green blush, but you could do something that has a little green to it that maybe people with olive undertones might be like, we could be doing so much with blush. It comes in coral. It comes in red. It comes in, it's just so annoying. I'm so over it. Like, I'm so over blushes. I'm so, not over blushes. I love blush. I love blush. Don't take it the wrong way. I love blush. I hate that brands think that we've made all of the blush shades that we can make, because it seems like where they're at. And it's like every year a brand will release blushes and they're like, these are certainly different than the last ones. And they're like, they're not. I feel really bad that the first time I put this on my face in a video, like it didn't do what I wanted to. It's actually kind of cute. It's a very subtle sparkle highlighter. I'm gonna zoom it back in. It's a very subtle sparkle highlighter. I feel like the Fenty Diamond Balm did too much. The Ritual Defy, the Alchemist, also does too much. This is like the much more demure version of both of those products, but it's actually like on the eye when you can kind of get really concentrated. It's very sparkly, but I actually quite like it as a highlighter. I feel like I never got the Fenty Diamond Balm to look like that. It did pick up my foundation, and then it got in here, and then it got less sparkly because there was foundation mixed in with the top, which I hate. I want to use that again, like really, because I like that product. I want you to see it in its best form. We love Fix Plus. We stand Fix Plus. Fix Plus saved us a couple of times in this video. Okay, here's the deal on this. Spoiler alert for how I'm feeling about this so far before I release the mob video, but I really wanted to use it. I wanted to use this again today because my first time with it didn't go as well. This time went better. You need to have exfoliated your lips before you put this product on, which is annoying because this is in fact considered, it's sold as a lip balm. I don't want to buy a lip balm that I have to have perfect lips to put on. It seems to defeat the purpose of a lip balm, but it's a cool color. It makes me want to try more of these like black lippies. Putting Blushing Lizard on, in here you'll see two products that you may not know that I have purchased. I bought some things from Half Magic. I bought two of their eyeshadows. I bought this one because someone kept being like, but I think Blushing Lizard's the sparkliest eyeshadow. If you are watching my channel, I know who it is. I know who it is. It's a drag performer in the city, and they commented, they were messaging me and they were like, you need to try Blushing Lizard. It's so sparkly. And I don't think that they watch my YouTube channel, because imagine that I have an Instagram profile that existed before I did all of this, and my personal profile became my professional profile. Do you know what I mean? Like, so like there's like overlap of like childhood and college friends who like don't give a flying fart about me doing this, but that's where I promote my YouTube channel. They were the one who told me to try it, and I think I need to show them the way. And I also got, is it called Wet Pebble? Wet Pebble. A bunch of people told me that I would like that shade, specifically Andromeda. Basically, this is Andromeda's channel. I just run it. Maybe I'll change my name on my channel to it's Andromeda's channel. I just run it. I got that as well. So that's like two things I need to show you more. But I did like putting that on there to kind of make it blue-ish, like bring it back to the eyeshadow. So that was great. I actually really quite like the lip combo. I don't know if they still, these were limited editions, so I don't know if they still sell these. I also don't know. I don't know if they do anything. I mean, it makes sense if I put product down, you put it on, it stays wet. So, oh, there's sparkles all over them. I wash them every time I use them anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem. But hopefully I can get all the sparkle off. Hopefully I can get all the sparkle off. That'll be the title of my memoir. Guys, we have to get me famous enough to be able to release a shitty YouTuber memoir. I don't even want to do it to make money. What would it even look like? That sounds like a lot of work. Wait, let's not do that. Anyway, I'm almost to 8,000 subscribers, which is bananas. I think we're going to hit it by then. I'm going to hit it by the end of the year. A community, we also are going to hit by the end of the year. But like, guys, I was really struggling this year with not subscribers, but I wasn't struggling. I was really enjoying the content I was making. I was putting out content, but like I was like stuck for a little bit, which happens to everyone on YouTube. But like I've grown a lot in like the last 2 months. It's like I was at 6,000 and now I'm almost at 8,000. It's like, girl, what happened? If this was your first time to my channel, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you watching all the way to the end. We're at the end of the year. We're kind of a disorganized mess over here right now, preparing for a lot of things. There's gonna be overhead content. There's gonna be camera content. But my channel, at its core, is a channel dedicated. I don't know what's going on with my brain and my mouth. I was singing along to a song earlier today that I know all the words to, and not a single correct word came out of my mouth when I was singing it. My channel is mostly about loving my makeup collection as it is first and foremost, while helping you and myself be more discerning about the purchases we make in the makeup world, and looking at our collections to see if we can figure out something that we have that will do the same thing that the thing that we want does. Because probably we have preferences and we typically buy things that, you know, are to our preferences. So if we, do you know what I mean? So that's what we do here. Subscribe. I'm on Patreon and I have channel memberships. Like I said, the Mob Beauty First Impressions video is already up on my memberships and my Patreon. If you join my memberships or Patreon at any level, you all get the same rewards. It's just like kind of give what you want if you want to give. But if you don't want to give, there's no pressure. Liking, commenting, and sharing my content is the best way to support me or any other content creator. So I really appreciate you being here. But if you are a patron or a member, I really appreciate you. I'm going to do a December live stream and I think it's going to be, I'm going to post it for sure, but it's going to be Monday. I said 3 different days. December. Monday, December 16th at 7 p.m. is what I'm shooting for. So if you want to join the Patreon or membership to do that, that will also be happening. That's not to really, like, I'm not trying to sway you. I'm just like letting you know that's going to happen because I don't foresee myself doing one on the main channel. I don't know. I don't want to say ever again, but like for a while. So if you want to be part of a live stream, that's what we'll do it. And also, I haven't done a live stream in a while, so I like forget how to set it up. So I have to figure that out. But the 16th, I'm going to wrap up this video because I've been filming for an hour and a half. The pinned comment, there's a pinned comment. Link down below. It's a link to Operation Olive Branch. They are helping people in Gaza. If you have the means to support them, please support them. And that's it. That's the end. Period. What if I just stopped? Okay, remember to follow your haute and you'll find me. And I'll see you in a video very soon. Go forth. Tits out.